Have you been trying to conceive, but it looks like it's a struggle? You've read so many articles on ovulation. You've been taught a lot about ovulation, and it seems like it's not working out. Today, I'm going to be teaching you 3 practical ways to go about spotting this ovulation, whether you get the signs or not, to conceive without any complications. Without wasting time, let's jump right into this video. If you see my face for the first time, my name is Chidima. I'm a registered nurse. I live and practice in the United Kingdom. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. I love you. And if you see my face for the first time, please consider subscribing, because in this channel we talk everything about health. Right, let's get right into the video. There are 3 ways you can practically go about conception when it comes to calculating your ovulation. First of all, we are going to be talking about cycle length. So for the cycle length, you need to find out your shortest cycle length and your longest cycle length. What do I mean by this? Say this month you've menstrual cycle goes 28 days. The first day of your last period, counting from that day to the first day of the next period, gets you 1 cycle. So if in this month you had 21 days cycle, and then the next month you had 35 days cycle, the other one, the third month, you had 31 days cycle. Now you need to figure out your shortest cycle length and your longest cycle length. So you need to get a book and a pen and calculate your cycle length for 6 good months. Guys, 6 good months. People have tried it and it's working. That's why I consider sharing it on this platform. So you need to calculate your cycle length for 6 months. Note your shortest cycle length and note your longest cycle length. Now, if you figure out your shortest and your longest, now what do you do next? The next thing you're going to be doing is spotting your fertile window. So if you have a regular cycle length, for instance, every month you go on 28-day cycle. When I say 28-day cycle, is the first day of your period, your last period, to the first day of your next period. When you count, is basically 28 days cap. Not 29, not 27, 28 days. That means you have a regular cycle. Or the last day of your, the first day of your last menstruation and the first day of the next one, when you calculate, is 31 days. For over 6 months, that means you have a regular cycle. Then it becomes pretty easy if you have a regular cycle. So if you have a regular cycle, divide your cycle length into 2, because this ovulation that is giving a lot of women challenge is a mid-cycle event. It happens in the middle of your cycle. And the greatest challenge is this: some people do not even have any single sign of ovulation, and hence the struggle. So you need to divide your cycle length, if you have regular cycle, into 2. Let me give you an example. If you do a 28-day cycle and you divide 28 into 2, is 14. So if you have started your period from the 1st of January, so by the 13th of January and 14th of January, you're expected to have had your ovulation. So for you to spot your fertile window, you need to start trying for day 12. Then that whole week, you cover it as your fertile window. But if you have an irregular cycle, this month is 28, next month is 31, next one is 35, and so on. What you need to do is, since you have found out your shortest cycle, which is 28 for instance, and maybe 31 is your longest for over 6 months period, you now divide 28 into 2, which gives you 14, and you divide your 31 into 2, which gives you about 15 or 16 day of your cycle. So you now have to do what? Know that from day 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, the whole of that period is your fertile window. So you're covering it up. So what it means is that if you ovulate on 28-day cycle, if you eventually have a 28-day cycle that month, you're covered. If you have your 31-day cycle, which you said is your longest cycle length, you're covered. So you're probably not going to miss it. Especially if you do not have signs of ovulation. So now that you have dictated the fertile period for you who have irregular cycle or have regular cycle, what is the next thing that you need to do? How often should you now make use of have sexual intercourse with this ovulation period that you're tracking? So you have to go every alternate day for those fertile windows that you have spotted. Let me give you another example so you can understand what I'm saying. So if your shortest cycle is 28 and your longest is 31, you know that by day 13, day 14, you are expected to have ovulated. And if it's 31 for that month, by day 15, day 16, even up to day 17, depending on your luteal phase count, you are expected to have ovulated. So what you now do is you start from day 12, considering your shortest cycle, and start trying every alternate day, day 12, day 14, day 16. So what it does to you is that anytime it comes because of the irregularity, be it on day 28 or be it on day 31, depending on what, because you are not sure exactly what cycle length is going to come up for you that month, you are covered. Because we already know that basically the concept of conception is having that sperm up there so that whenever that egg is released, there's something to get attached to the egg, to the ovum. So by the time you're having sexual affair every alternate day, it becomes easy for you to cover that fertile window from 28 to 31. So you're going to keep doing that until you have covered the mid-cycle of your longest length. But if you have irregular cycle as a result of medical conditions, I'm afraid this method might not work for you, except the underlying medical condition is treated. But other than that, you are fine, your partner is fine, it's just spotting the ovulation that is the challenge. Then try these 3 things which I have talked about: identifying your shortest and longest cycle length, knowing your fertile window, and having a sexual intercourse every alternate day. Try these 3 things and give yourself a period of 6 months. I'm sure you'll be coming back to tell me that you worked. But where there is a medical condition or there's an issue other than what is normal happening to you, this process might not work for you. So this is where we'll be ending today's video, guys. If you found value in this content, make sure to subscribe here. Go down the description box, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that when I upload a new video, you'll be aware that yes, I've just uploaded a new video. In this channel, we talk basically about your health. Okay? If this sounds like the content you like, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.